Have you ever been betrayed by silence? It's a peculiar kind of betrayal, one that creeps in slowly and leaves you questioning everything. A friend, a confidant, suddenly goes quiet. The conversations that once flowed effortlessly now feel like a distant memory. They withdraw, offering no explanation, no comfort. The silence is deafening, and you're left to wonder what went wrong. This silence can feel like a betrayal, a wound that festers. It gnaws at your trust, making you question the very foundation of your relationship. Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese strategist, understood the power of silence. He recognized that silence could be more than just the absence of words. He knew that silence could be a weapon, a tool for deception. In the art of war, silence can be a strategy to confuse and mislead the enemy. But he also knew that silence could mask deeper truths. It can be a shield, hiding one's true intentions and feelings. Sun Tzu's teachings, compiled in The Art of War, offer timeless wisdom about conflict, strategy, and human nature. His insights go beyond the battlefield and into the realm of personal relationships. While often applied to warfare, his principles resonate deeply in our personal lives. The strategies he outlined can help us navigate the complexities of human interactions. He teaches us to be wary of those who retreat into silence, for their silence may harbor ulterior motives. It's a lesson in vigilance and awareness. He warns us to be discerning, to look beyond the surface and question the motivations of those who claim to be our allies. Silence can be a cloak for hidden agendas. This essay delves into Sun Tzu's ancient life lessons, lessons that many men learn too late. It's a call to understand the silent signals that can betray us. We will explore the dangers of trusting a silent friend, uncovering the hidden agendas and manipulative tactics that can lurk beneath a veneer of loyalty. Silence can be a powerful tool for those who wish to deceive. Through Sun Tzu's own words, we will learn to navigate the complexities of human relationships, armed with the wisdom to protect ourselves from those who would use silence as a weapon against us. His teachings provide a roadmap for understanding and countering the silent strategies of others. Prepare to see the world through the eyes of a master strategist and discover the timeless truths that can empower you to win life's battles. With Sun Tzu's guidance, we can learn to recognize the silent betrayals and arm ourselves with the knowledge to overcome them. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. This paradoxical advice has been a cornerstone of strategic thinking for centuries. Sun Tzu, the ancient Chinese military strategist, understood the power of deception deeply. In a world rife with competition and conflict, presenting a false front can be crucial for survival. Whether on the battlefield, in the boardroom, or in personal relationships, the ability to mislead can provide a significant advantage. But deception is a double-edged sword. It can cut both ways, offering both protection and peril. To wield it effectively, one must first master the art of self-deception. This means understanding our own biases, fears, and desires. Before we can hope to deceive others, we must first understand ourselves. This requires deep introspection and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths. We must identify our strengths and weaknesses, our vulnerabilities and aspirations. Only through this self-awareness can we craft a convincing facade. Only then can we craft a convincing facade, one that plays upon the perceptions of others while masking our true intentions. This facade must be carefully constructed and maintained. This requires brutal honesty and a willingness to confront our own limitations. It is not enough to simply put on a mask. We must understand the role we are playing. Yet self-deception can be a dangerous game. The masks we wear can become so convincing that we start to believe in them ourselves. If we are not careful, we risk losing ourselves in the masks we wear. The line between our true selves and the roles we play can become blurred. The line between strategy and authenticity can blur, leaving us unsure of our own motivations. This can lead to a crisis of identity, where we no longer know who we truly are. Sun Tzu cautions against such pitfalls. He reminds us that while deception can be a powerful tool, it must be used with caution and self-awareness. He reminds us that true strength lies not just in deception, but in knowing ourselves better than our enemies know themselves. This self-knowledge is the foundation of all effective strategy. In the end, the greatest victory is not in deceiving others, but in understanding and mastering oneself. This is the true essence of Sun Tzu's teachings. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Sun Tzu stresses the importance of understanding both ourselves and our opponents. To engage in any conflict, whether on a battlefield or in the boardroom, we must gather intelligence. We must study our rivals, analyze their strengths and weaknesses, and anticipate their moves. This requires keen observation, a willingness to listen, and the ability to read between the lines. We must learn to see the world through our adversaries' eyes, to understand their motivations and predict their reactions. Only then can we hope to outmaneuver them, to exploit their vulnerabilities, and turn their strengths against them. But knowing your enemy goes beyond mere data collection. It requires empathy, the ability to step into their shoes and see the world from their perspective. This doesn't mean condoning their actions, but rather understanding the forces that drive them. By comprehending their fears, desires, and ambitions, we gain a strategic advantage. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. This powerful metaphor from Sun Tzu encapsulates the essence of strategic planning. It emphasizes the need for secrecy and the element of surprise in executing plans. Sun Tzu understood the importance of timing. He recognized that the right moment could turn the tide of battle, just as the wrong moment could lead to disaster. Timing is not just about waiting, but about understanding the rhythm of events and acting in harmony with them. He knew that victory often hinged not on brute force, but on the ability to wait for the opportune moment to strike. This principle applies not only to warfare, but to all aspects of life, including business, sports, and personal endeavors. This requires patience, discipline, and the ability to resist the urge to act impulsively. In a world that often values quick decisions and immediate action, the wisdom of waiting can be a powerful tool. Just as a predator stalks its prey, we must carefully plan our attacks, choosing our moments with precision. The predator's success lies in its ability to remain unseen and strike with accuracy, a lesson we can apply to our strategic endeavors. We must learn to recognize opportunity when it arises and to seize it with unwavering resolve. Opportunities are fleeting and often disguised, requiring keen observation and readiness to act. But we must also be prepared to adapt, to adjust our plans as circumstances dictate. Flexibility is key in a world where change is the only constant. Sun Tzu reminds us that every battle is fluid, a dance between opposing forces. This fluidity means that rigidity can be a downfall, while adaptability can lead to success. To succeed, we must remain flexible, always ready to adjust our strategy in response to our opponent's moves. This adaptability allows us to turn challenges into opportunities and to navigate the complexities of any situation. The ability to anticipate, to adapt, and to strike at the decisive moment is the hallmark of a true strategist. It is this blend of patience, timing, and adaptability that defines successful leadership and strategic mastery. Move swift as the wind and closely formed as the wood. Attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. Unpredictability, Sun Tzu argues, is essential for gaining the upper hand in any conflict. Our enemies should never be able to anticipate our next move. We must keep them guessing, off balance, and vulnerable to our attacks. This requires a willingness to break with convention, to defy expectations, and to embrace unorthodox tactics. We must be as adaptable as water, changing our form to suit the terrain and exploit our opponent's weaknesses. But unpredictability is not about acting randomly. It is about calculated risk-taking, about using surprise as a strategic tool to gain a decisive advantage. It is about keeping our enemies constantly off guard, unsure of our true intentions or capabilities. Wait by the river long enough and the bodies of your enemies will float by. Patience, Sun Tzu teaches, is not passivity. It is a weapon, a strategic tool for those who understand the power of observation and timing. There is a time to strike and a time to wait. A wise warrior knows the difference. By exercising patience, we allow our enemies to make mistakes, to reveal their weaknesses, and to exhaust themselves in futile endeavors. We observe their movements, analyze their patterns, and wait for the opportune moment to exploit their vulnerabilities. This requires discipline, restraint, and the ability to resist the urge to act impulsively. It also requires a deep understanding of human nature, an awareness of the tendency for arrogance and impatience to lead to downfall. Sun Tzu understood that unity is essential for victory. A house divided against itself cannot stand. This principle applies not just to armies but to any group of individuals striving towards a common goal. Trust is the bedrock of unity. Without it, suspicion and discord fester, undermining even the most well-laid plans. A leader who fails to foster trust among his followers is doomed to fail. Similarly, a man who surrounds himself with false friends, individuals who sow discord and undermine his efforts, is setting himself up for disaster. Sun Tzu reminds us that true strength lies in unity, in the unwavering loyalty and commitment of those who stand beside us. To cultivate such unity, we must be trustworthy ourselves, demonstrating integrity, fairness, and a genuine concern for the well-being of those in our care.